Good evening and welcome to Ask the Unicorn. I'm Mahur and this is Kazi.
Hello. Today is July 26, 2016, and it is episode 93.
Episode 93. That means we've had episode 93. We probably had episode 93 like twice, but that's okay. But welcome to the show. As I said before, I'm Mahur and I will answer questions, any questions of a metaphysical, spiritual, paranormal, and mystical nature. However, there are two types of questions that I do not answer, and that is whether or not someone is going to die or whether or not someone is cheating on someone. If you want to ask those types of questions, then you should probably address those questions to the people you're asking about. Beyond that, just about anything is fair game as long as we can all learn from it and as long as we can all benefit from it. Now, before we begin, it's been a warm summer so far, but I would like to take the opportunity to introduce a few people that have just made it into the world. Get me Cersei. Cersei and the boy. As you all know, Liam was pregnant, and now she has puppies. And they're a few days old. It's all right, Lane.
It's okay, Lane.
I'll take good care of her. I just want to introduce you to the people. This is Cersei. She's like 3 days old, and she hasn't opened her eyes yet, but I want you all to see her.
And this is the boy. Lane, calm down.
And you see, they're just adorable. They have grown in the last few days. They're really cute
Bellies.
and really fat bellied, and they make funny sounds.
They sound like guinea pigs.
And Ling is very happy, and she's been a real good mom. And I just wanted to let you all see them. Say hi, Cersei. Hi. Okay, you can hear the sounds. All right, take them back.
Calm down, Lane.
Ling pretty readily lets me pick them up and everything, but I'm the only one she really likes to handle them.
You get
Take
doo-doo?
her.
Oh, let's see. There you go. You boys are stupid.
Okay, so I wanted to introduce you guys to everything, to the new people. And of course, Cersei was the one that came out. And the reason she's Cersei is because that's what she told me, that's her name.
Thank you.
As soon as I picked her up, she said, "My name is Cersei." And that's how they usually do it. And I said, "Okay, you're Cersei." And actually, she was the only one that did say it.
The boy says, "I want to stay with you."
No.
Here, Kazi.
That's not.
He says, "I want to stay with you, Kazi."
It's not what the boy says at all, but that's what Kazi says. Because Kazi has this thing for chow chows, probably almost as much as I do. But they are very healthy, as you can hear them. They like techno music, and they're very happy. Everybody's really good. So I'd like to give a shout out to all of the independent filmmakers in New England. Do a good job, and we're all doing a great job in trying to bring equality entertainment. My film, Falkir, is coming along really, really nicely, and I'm actually putting everything together. And I've been soundtracking and editing. Now it's just the special effects, and that seems to be taking a little longer than what I planned, but it will be ready, and you'll all get to see it. For those of you that would like to be in a film, you can talk to me, and I'm sure I can find a part for you. Okay, even in Falkir, because I plan on it's a series. I didn't just want an event. I want to create a whole world. So I want to create an ongoing series and see if I can compete with different shows such as Stargate. Farscape, there's no competing with Farscape. Farscape
Or
is
Stargate.
Stargate is great, but Farscape is the greatest show ever to be put on film, okay? Seriously. Well, that and Deep Space Nine. Okay, so I'm hoping to have Falkir out to you all so that you can enjoy it. For those of you that have questions that you'd like to ask, you can just type the questions and we'll field them, or else you can give us a call at area code 207-347-5686. and we will answer and then even have your question live on the show. Now, precautionary note though, when you do call in and we pick up the phone, you have to turn your speakers down, otherwise you'll hear this really strange echo. Okay, so that being said, time to get on with the show. The unicorn is in. I'm listening. All right, what do we got?
We have shout outs to Stacy, Shelly, Tabari, Carrie, Smiley, Lucia, Stephanie. They're all on and they say hi. Michelle and Lori are on and they say hi.
Hi.
Lori. Aloha.
Aloha, Lori. How you doing? And
we have a question from Charlie.
Hey, Charlie, how you doing?
She says, this spring we had an abnormal amount of birds flocking to and around our home. We have always had a good amount of birds, but it's doubled now. They're not afraid of us. They hang out on our porch and have many nests. I feel like their presence is a beautiful sign. I feel that they are drawn to us. What are your thoughts?
Well, it's your energy that the birds are drawn to. So keep doing what you're doing, because if you're getting those birds around you, let me explain it this way. Your energy determines your surroundings. And even if you're going through very tough times, you'll always get a sign from nature as to whether or not you're on the right track. And if the birds are coming to visit, then that means that they feel safe enough within your energy sphere to come to visit. And they know that you're not going to harm or hurt them. So keep doing what you're doing. It also means that you're being watched over. So that's a spiritual thing. So keep doing what you're doing. Okay. What kind of birds are they? Do you know?
Let me check. I'm sure we'll hear from her a little bit.
Okay. What else have you got for me?
That's it for now.
Okay. I want to point out something to everybody, and I've been doing this for the past couple of weeks. There's a lot of disdain about elections and things like that, and who's going to be elected and who wants to be elected, and what everybody's viewpoint is. But I think that we need to understand that this is still the same company, the same country that we live in. The same country that we live in.
Pretty much a company.
Yeah, it is a company, and we're proud of our country. Being proud of our country doesn't mean going out and damning everybody else. Being proud of our country doesn't mean separating from everybody else. It means that we find each other, we find some unity, and we find some strength in our unity, and not let everyone's point of view tear us apart. Okay, there have been some very ugly things that have happened over the last few weeks. We have to be brave enough and strong enough to rise above the ugly things. And I would call upon all of you to find a way to rise above the ugliness. However you feel about Hillary, that's up to you. However you feel about Trump, that's up to you. However you feel about Bernie, that's up to you as well. You know, voicing your opinion does not mean going out and being destructive. I think I've been a bit disgusted with all of the demonstrations, and even if there are peaceful demonstrations, there's always got to be a few yahoos that come out and decide to make everything bad by destroying something or causing some type of violence. You're not going to bully someone into believing what you believe just because you want to yell and scream and cuss at them and stuff like that. As far as I'm concerned, if I have my family, I have my way of life, I have my home, and I have my particular circle, I'm okay. Okay? The rest of the country can do whatever it wants to do as long as they don't tread upon my particular ground, or as long as they don't tread on anyone that is part of my family. I would like for my family and my life to be peaceful, and we all would like for our lives to be peaceful. So perhaps that's something that we should be working on. Now, understand that being peaceful does not mean being a victim. It does not mean being a sheep. It does not mean being, docile and allowing people to walk on you. It means being strong enough and brave enough to stand up to the bullies, to stand up to those things that are unjust, to stand up to those people that are yelling and screaming because their mommies didn't teach them not to yell and scream at people. Well,
I'm sorry, all I can hear is you're saying that and the puppy's yelling.
Especially those guys. Okay.
Seriously, really going at it.
That means that we have enough love in ourselves, we have enough bravery and strength and beauty within ourselves to stand up and say, no, we're not going to participate in that madness. Think about some of the things that we've seen. People have gone bananas. I mean, to be a civilized culture, we have demonstrated such a lack of civility that it's unbelievable how uncivil we've become. So we need to start exercising some level of civility. And civility means that you respect everyone else's beliefs and you respect your own beliefs, and you don't have to be convinced by theirs, and they don't have to be convinced by yours. However, you have enough dignity and enough respect for life that you can act the way that people are supposed to act in public. Okay? You get home, go out to your gym if you have one and punch things out, okay? Don't go doing that out in the street, because then what happens is the police come and then you have to deal with them, and some of them are just not very nice people, and that creates a whole lot of trouble, okay? So let's start acting civil, okay? So, any more questions?
No.
Okay, remember, the name of the show is Ask the Unicorn.
Too distracted by the freaking puppies, I'm sorry. It's just too cute, I can't help it. Look at their puppies.
So if there's a topic that any of you would like to speak on, for me to speak on, or even if there's something that you're concerned with, I'll help with those things. Understand that I also do spiritual counseling, and I do couples counseling, I do relationship counseling, and all that madness. And I can be very helpful and helping you navigate your way through what it is that you're going through. Okay? If you need to figure out what it is that you want to do in your life, I can help you with that as well. And it's actually quite simple. All you have to do is ask yourself, what is it that you really love to do? I mean, what do you love doing above anything else? You may not be fanatic about anything, but you do have something that you love to do. And if you have something that you love to do, that you would do in the service of mankind, or just to do it and feel yourself, that's probably what you should be doing. There's an old thing that I learned, that whatever street corner you ask the universe to make to, I still want to say unicorn. Whatever street corner you ask the universe to meet you on, it will meet you, as long as you're willing to do for yourself as well. Okay? So if you have any questions, remember, I can answer any question. And it's a long explanation as to why I can answer any question. Let's just say that in the spiritual realm, or the realm that I'm connected to, I can access anything that has to do with spiritual principle or mysticism, or anything that has to do with you developing yourself. So I can stand in a giant library, if you will, and can help you. Okay? So, anything at all? Is everyone just listening to me talk?
Yeah, we have a comment that says, "Hey, lovely people, Ahura, Kazi, Sonar, I love you all. Hi."
Hi.
Lori says, "Good evening. I would like to ask why the moon and the lightning make what I experience extremely intense. What exactly am I anyways, as far as what I experience?" I really don't know.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you. The reason that the moon and the lightning is because there's a part of you that your dominant element, if you will, one is lightning. But the moon has an effect on you because it lends itself to the mystical part of yourself. Give me that, child.
Ling's squishing it.
No, Ling's not squishing.
Oh, he's right here.
Just
the boy.
Yeah, he just likes to yell and scream like a boy. Okay. All right. The reason is because it resonates with you. The lightning resonates with you, and also the moonlight resonates with you. Now, if you can find a way to channel all of that energy, it will help you develop yourself massively. Okay, he's hungry. Well, he's hungry.
Yeah, he keeps.
We'll put her on her side. Okay, it will help you. The lightning will rejuvenate you and also give you a charge, but you always have to remember to stay grounded. Okay, the lightning can overcharge as well. Now, as to the question as to what are you? Perhaps you are a conduit for elemental energy. Now, remember, there are 5 basic elemental energies. They are fire, air, earth, water, and also electricity. Now, you'll hear a lot of romanticizing. You'll hear people make up mystical, magical, airy-fairiness and say things like, well, spirit, and they'll say things like love, and they learn that from a movie. But spirit is a principle, okay? It is not an element. Remember, these elements combine to create who you are, who we all are. They are the reasons that we are movable, the reasons that there is always energy within us, the reasons that our energy is on a small perpetuation. And the lightning, and if you have lightning, you're kind of like myself, because lightning or electricity is my primary element. In other words, as long as there's electrical energy around that I can draw on, I can go forever. And it helps me to create things. It helps my mental activity. It also helps me to be able to do the things that I do. And I do a lot of different things. It is a wonderful energy source. And if you can channel that energy, it will help you develop your mentality as well, depending on what it is that you want to do. Now, the moon is a different type of an energy. Remember, the moon is also solar energy, although it's solar energy that's a reflection that channels itself actually on and through the moon and reflects itself towards us. And that causes it to be what we call lunar energy. But it is basically a different mode of solar energy. Now, a really interesting thing that's actually true is that most people believe that the full moon has the most paranormal energy, and that's actually not true. Paranormal energy runs throughout all of us, which is why we have normal lives. But it's actually the new moon that has more mystical energy to it, because you really don't have the light of the moon at that time, and therefore there's no buffer. There's nothing that stands between us and different realms, spiritual realms. So if you kind of go back and think to yourself, you probably had your most vivid dreams during a new moon. You've had even your most vivid nightmares. You've had more of an awareness of paranormal energies, and that's because they run pretty rampant. The interesting thing about the moonlight is that it actually helps to buffer all of the paranormal and mystical energy so that you're able to handle it. One of the things that I tell people when I'm teaching psychic self-defense is if they're in the middle of what feels like a psychic attack, if they have a small LED flashlight, which happens to give the same type of light as moonlight, is the most amazing thing. It will actually cut the astral emanation down. In the event that you're being astrally attacked, because a lot of people are, especially you empathic people, you pick up astral emanations all over the place and don't necessarily know what to do with them. But if you do happen to pick up those astral energies and you have an LED light, turn it on. It'll cut it down dramatically. But we'll have to have a talk later about the particulars of what it is that you were going through and how I can help you.
She says, laughing out loud, yeah, it's massive. Been working on grounding, and my head is in space right now.
Yeah, work on grounding. And physical work will ground you as well, and also food. That one is just going to yelp. Let you pick her up. You wanted to anyway. That's why you keep running over.
No, they keep crawling behind her.
Yeah, I know. He does that all the time. He just wants attention. I told you.
Oh, you just like Hiroshi, huh?
Yeah.
Oh.
So I'll help you with that. I'll give you some routines that you can put yourself through. Also, eating helps. Eating coffee, if you take a piece of copper, and as kids we used to do this, and we never really thought anything about it because kids put all kinds of things in their mouth. If you take a penny and make sure that it's clean and put it in the side of your mouth, it'll actually ground you. It's the most amazing thing. It'll ground you instantly, and you'll feel a lot better. See, what is happening is you need something to channel the electrical energy and stop it from just going all over the place. Okay, so physical work, copper. For those of you that do eat it, beef, coffee, running helps a lot, or dancing. And if you can do those things, you'll get grounded real quickly. However, it also depends on where it is that you live. If the vibration is very, very high and there's a lot of activity, you'll have to do more. It's an old saying, where more is given, more is required. And if you're given a very high vibration, you'll have to do more to ground yourself.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, she's been wanting to do that all day. So, sit. It's okay. I won't let her hurt it.
I don't hurt you.
Okay, so I hope that helps you out. And like I said, we can talk later. Anything else?
Yep. Lucia says, 2 butterflies flew in front of my car from right to left. One first, and then approximately 2 seconds later, a second one did. What is your perception as to what was being shown?
Butterflies always give a connotation of spirituality, which basically means that there were a couple of spirits that were trying to communicate with you. And these spirits were Eastern spirits. So this has to do with something that you're studying. So if there's something that you are studying that you put off, what they were trying to tell you is that you need to get back to work, because it will help your vibration to stay light. And it seems as though you have a habit of being a little heavy from time to time. So like in contrast, where Lori needs to kind of ground herself, you need to lighten up. You'll get everything. It'll be fine. I think that you get a little too concerned with whether or not you're growing, and you're doing fine. Okay, and all they were doing was trying to tell you that there's some things that you need to take care of. Let's see, the vibration of them is yellow, and yellow turquoise, and they were just trying to tell you that you need to calm your body down and just get things going the way that they're supposed to be going. Something you're studying right now? Because it sounds like Raphael. So Raphael is just trying to tell you that, get to work, get your head straight, do the things that you need to do. You'll be fine. Okay?
Michelle,
go ahead.
Michelle says, when you speak of your energy, is it a soul energy or things that we do or think and what not that? What? Or think and what not that makes up our energy? No, I think there's a typo there. I'm not sure what she's asking.
I think what she's asking is that if when I say energy, and we've had this discussion before, energy is energy. Remember, everything is energy, no matter what it is. No matter what it is energy. So your soul energy, your mental energy, your physical energy, they're all generated from the same being, which is you. Okay, so it doesn't matter which, you can't segment energy that way. Energy is energy. And if it's you, all of your energy is the same. Even when you're doing something, it has to do with you doing it. So it is your energy. There's no different energy that you have when you're doing this, or different energy when you have when you're doing that, or different energy that you have when you're not doing anything. It's all your energy. So to label it soul energy or mental energy or this or that and the other, it's still all your energy. Okay, remember that. And it's your energy in regards to the energy that is at large, which is the whole energy, or the energy of this whole planet, or the energy of this whole galaxy or universe, if you will. Being realistic about it, I think that we throw the term the universe around a lot, okay? And it's one of those big and broad things. The truth is none of us actually, well, none of you, well, a lot of us don't have the capacity to understand the full breadth of what the universe is. However, what we can do is operate as planetary. We can operate in our solar system. We can even operate in our galaxy, okay? Because our galaxy is huge. It really is huge, okay? And it's expanding all the time. When we're talking about a universe, we're basically talking about a universe that consists of many, many different galaxies and many, 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 many different solar systems, which entails tens of thousands of times planets. So if we can think about energy in the way of dealing with the planetary energy and understanding that we all live within the etheric field of this earth. We all survive and live because this earth has enough energy to support us. If this earth decided to lose its energy all of a sudden or seal its energy off from all of us, then we would not survive. Contrary to what most people believe, that think that they can have this great system that is the energy and the electricity and they can store it and so forth. And listen, if a planet ceases to have energy, that means the inhabitants of that planet will cease to have energy. Did you ever, it never dawns on anyone that the reason that we can walk around is because this planet is alive. It's just like plugging things into a socket, It works because you have it plugged into that socket. Well, we don't necessarily have to plug into the earth. We can walk and have contact with the earth, and therefore we are. Therefore we have life. We can hook into the energy. We are hooked into the energy of this planet, of this solar system, and therefore we are. It's all living. Remember this one thing. If you ever want a point to start from this one point. Hey, kids. Are you serious? Look at them.
They're stuck in the corner.
Good heavens. No, they're not. Move them.
This girl with the frizzy hair. She's causing trouble.
Remember this. Only life can support life.
Causing trouble, Nate.
Okay? If you ever get lost, remember that one point. Only life can support life. Something dead cannot support life. No matter what any scientist tries to tell you, no matter what any metaphysician tries to tell you, no matter what any person tries to tell you, any airy-fairy person tries to tell you, life supports life, no matter what. So, for something to live, it has to survive within the confines of something that is living. And therefore, our whole universe is alive. It is sentient. It lives, it breathes. The elements are sentient. All of them. There is not one that is more special than the other. They all work in unison. You cannot separate them. Even all of the dimensions are living. You cannot separate the dimensions. We ask questions as far as, well, how many dimensions are there? Billions more. And they increase themselves constantly. And guess what? We say all the time, we hear people say all the time that we're operating in the fifth dimension. Well, the fifth dimension is not much to be very excited about. It's just one of five. Actually, consciously, most people are conscious of, well, you may not be aware, but you mostly are of at least 8. The 8th dimension being the dimension of dreams. 9th dimension, the dimension of self-realization, realization, and expansion. Linear. There's first, which is flat. Second, which is linear. Third, which is dynamic. Fourth, which is perceptive. Fifth, which is interactive. Sixth, which is comprehensive. 7, which is spiritual. 8, which is dreams. 9, which is realizing, or revelation, or revelatory, if you will. And most people are aware of those. If you're not aware of those, then you should make yourself aware of those. It's just like anything else. It's really interesting that we don't take the time to understand our dimensional existence. If we took the time to understand our dimensional existence, we would actually start thinking to communicate with ourselves in other dimensional realities. Because you can do that to find a lot of your answers or a lot of your goals. Find out what the other yous are doing. And perhaps if you time it just right, you'll be able to exchange with them. They will send you something. You'll be able to get through that one thing that you're not able to get through. You'll be able to communicate with other parts of yourself so that you can manifest what you need to manifest, so that you can calm your thoughts down, so that you can breathe, so that you can find those things that you believe are lost in your life. And most of the things that we believe that we have lost are based upon time. They're based upon other people. They're based upon other opportunities that we believe that we've missed. But most people don't change for one simple reason. Most people do not go with what it is that they want to go with for one simple reason. And it's because they're afraid of losing what they think they have. Okay, it's really simple. Think of all of the magnificent things that you can be doing, all of the great things that you envision yourself doing. And I know what a lot of us do. We'll have these wonderful ideas of what it is that we believe that we can do. But instead of actually getting up and attempting to do it, we say, well, you know, maybe I'll do it tomorrow. Or well, I'll do it as soon as I get the money to, or I'll do it as soon as I can see my way doing it. I don't know if I can do that because I haven't got a certification, you know, or I don't know if I'll do that because maybe my family won't like that. But listen, it comes down to one simple thing. If there's something in your life that you really see that you want to do, then you have to do it. It's the only way to find out. It's the only way. You know, they sound like that thing in Farscape, that three-headed bird. Are they caught in the covers or what?
They're just really loud.
They just got loud too. It's the funniest thing.
They're not stuck or anything. They're fine. They're just...
Well, then you need to put her on her side. Don't go pull her hair.
Wait.
Sorry, people. We have a new mommy here, and she won't be anywhere else but wherever I am. So she doesn't want to leave the room. I was going to put her and her puppies out in another compartment, but she doesn't want to be there. Lane, lie down.
You should just do show in the compartment. She is lying down.
Okay.
They're just loud.
Okay. So remember, only life can support life. Your ideas are even alive. Make them happen. If you can't seem to get them rolling, that's what people like me are for. We have the answers. We'll show you how. And true, there's some pretty good therapists that are out there. You know, pretty good therapists. But you know, going to someone who is learning from a book or books that were written by people who had mental problems is not going to help. Okay? You'll have to go to someone that has it within them to do what it is that they think that they can do or say that they can do. You'll have to find someone who is actually not afraid of living. You'll have to find someone who is actually into the adventure of life that can help you to evolve, that can help you to grow, that can help you to develop. I'm only one of those people, and I'm good at what I do. But wherever you are, there's bound to be people that are living. Is that the girl or the boy?
That's all of them. They're all.
That's like following each other around.
Yes, they're all. If one is quiet, they'll all be quiet, but then one will find the others and start crying as soon as it
They're codependent.
Yeah, they are. Like they'll be completely separate and asleep, and then there's just the one that will crawl around and scream in everybody's ear and wake everybody up.
Right. And that's usually the girl.
It's the girl with the curly hair.
There's the runt.
Everybody's
Is she the one doing? Okay, give her. I'll hold her. I don't mind. I'll take care of her. She's a runt, and I have a thing for runts. Curly haired runt. Link, stay.
Yeah, is it you?
Let me
Yeah.
have her.
With the curly hair.
It's all right. Nobody's gonna hurt you. You're safe. Cute little thing. She's awfully tiny. She's got a healthy pair of lungs, so it's all right, baby. It's okay. All right. So, what else have you got for me?
Let's see. Stacey says, yes, the recent solar activity is affecting me in a great way. Large solar flares, etc. Question on orbs. Do colors have different meanings? Is red necessarily negative?
No,
Thanks
red
for
is not
the-
necessarily negative. The colors do have different meanings. However, that's just the color that that person vibrates to. Remember, if you're seeing an actual orb, that is a person, that is a spirit, and that spirit vibrates at a certain level, or they vibrate at a certain rate, and which causes a color. That doesn't necessarily have to do with you. It has to do with them. Okay? So remember, another thing that I'd like to tell everybody is not everything that you see has to do with you. Sometimes it has to do with the person that you're seeing. And it would be far better for you to get into what it is that you're seeing, or what that person's view is. Red definitely means something. And for those of you that don't know, what I'll probably do is give you all a class in vibration and frequency, because it would be good for all of you to know what the different colors represent and what they mean. There are positive things that they represent, and there are negative things that they represent. Someone just saw the dog move his head. It's all right. I got it. And
Turn around, little one.
those are just that's just how what that orb is vibrating to. Okay? And I think someone just sensed that she's on camera. Yeah. So look at her little face, isn't it cute? All right, what have we got?
She says, thanks for the tips on grounding. I needed it.
No problem.
And Lori has another question.
Sure.
I don't know which Lori this is.
Doesn't matter.
Anyways, swarms of things come from the sky and crash into and fly and crash into my car. It's happened twice. Birds and hornets. I get shown physical things repeatedly, like ladybugs, unicorns, signs. I refer to them as angel signs. Stalking to the point of biting, stinging, crashing into my car, etc. It happens to my children now too. It is constant now. Is it because I am a flame? That was the question.
If it's constant, what we have to do is find out what your energy is doing that would cause that type of a magnetism. Okay? Doesn't necessarily mean that you're a flame, because if you're a flame, you'd be burning. It may mean that you're, depending on your energy, it could be anything. Your energy is obviously proving magnetic to these types of beings. Okay? So we have to find out why your energy is pulling so much. What is it that you are trying to attract? Or what is it that you're trying to pull that we really need to focus on? Okay? And why do they pick up that frequency and come to you like a light? And if your energy is electricity, that would answer a question. And you haven't yet learned how to control your energy, so it magnetizes and causes things that can hear it, or causes things that can feel it, to just kind of zoom in on you and converge on you. It happens a lot with people. Sometimes you'll hear of a person that walks up under street lights, and when we walk up under the street light, the lights will go out. And that's because of their energy that keys into something that they're not able to contain. Okay? So we'll have to find out what is it that your energy is doing, and how long does it happen at a certain time? What are you doing when it happens at that certain time? These kind of things are what should be investigated by every single person. Remember, you have the opportunity to help yourself advance, but you have to be interested in yourself. Most people are only interested in allowing their life to be passed by, or passing their life by. They don't really get into themselves or their spiritual development, or they'll get into their spiritual development only passively. You know, if you're going to be interested in yourself, then view yourself as the ultimate experiment. View yourself as the ultimate course of study, so that you can evolve and grow. I think that would help you. Okay, so I think it's because of your energy being more magnetized than anything. And if it is magnetized, we have to find out what the nature of that magnet is. So at some point in time, I'd like to sit and have a chat with you. Okay? See this? It's already, they like being rubbed. That's cute. All right, what else have you got for me?
She says, LOL, not a flame, literally. My husband's passing is how I became tethered, and I had obviously asked about twin flames.
Okay, see, that's a key thing. If you're tethered, sometimes you can be, depending upon your connection with the person that has passed, you can be like a walking vortex that would just pull things in. Okay? Because that tether is actually magnetized. And that's what's magnetizing your energy. Okay, that's a little different. Those are key things that you need to say.
It's okay, man.
Okay? And now we know why. We know why, because there's a spiritual connection between you and your husband. Okay? And that's why. So obviously there's a line of communication that is being used, or someone is attempting to use that line of communication, but you don't have a strong enough connection there yet. So everything else is catching you. I'm sure that the bugs that crash into you and the other things that crash down to you can pick up that connection. So perhaps we need to operate and, if you choose, strengthen that connection, or you can sever that connection. That is up to you. And if you want to do either one of them, let me know. I'll show you how.
No, don't put that.
And so they just need to be
Nursed.
Yeah, and then that's what I was saying. She needs to sit still. But she won't. All right, what else have you got, cousin?
That's it for now.
Okay,
Stacy says thank you.
no problem. Do any of you, can you all see this little puppy?
This one?
See how nice and quiet she is now? Just a little attention.
These two are loud mouths. The other two are passed out.
They lay really funny. Yeah. So if you have any questions whatsoever, if you have any questions whatsoever, just either give us a call at area code 207-347-5686, or just type your question in. I'll answer any of those types of questions. If there's a subject that you would like to talk about, we can talk about that subject as well. Oh, by the way, I want to tell you guys something. We are shifting the show to Wednesday night next week. Okay, Wednesday night at 7:30, and that will give everybody the opportunity to get home, and also give everyone the opportunity to get settled, so that you can be here for the show. So remember, and tell everybody, we'll put it up to make sure that everybody knows that next week the show will be Wednesday. And tell your friends about the show. The more people that there are, that come to see the show, the more questions that I can answer. And let's face it, we're in a time right now where we need spiritual guidance. People will need to know how to handle things that you're feeling. Um, Many of you have awakened empathically, telepathically, or even psychically and don't know what to do. Well, that's what I'm here for. I'm offering this particular thing. I teach classes. I teach classes in psychic development, spirituality, mysticism, and paranormal investigation. So if you have questions, this is your opportunity to ask me those questions. And remember, I teach these classes and I don't teach for free. But this is a show that I do for absolutely free for those of you that want to be able to ask questions, or you have some spiritual matters that you are dealing with, or even some mystical matters that you are dealing with. Perhaps there's some trouble that you and your family are going through that I can help you with. One of the things that I learned to do and master was the job world. One of my first orders, or one of my first things that I was taught by my teacher was how to get a job and hold it. You know, remembering that I was a very talented, very gifted telepath, and very undisciplined telepath, and very angry. But I worked that anger out, and I was able to get a job and hold it eventually. I did, and now I own the business. You know, so I think I can help you. If you need to know how to find a job, I can help you with that as well.
Slower, Elaine. You have to feed her. We have a few questions. Lori says, "Gotcha. That's why I'm here." Michelle says, "Thank you. I always look forward to class." Marshall asks, "What movie most accurately depicts the visions of a seer?"
What movie?
Yes, he's asking what movie. Go on, Ray. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down.
That's a deep question because a lot of them do. If you're talking about accurate, I think the funniest thing that I went through was for a couple of years, people were telling me that I needed to see The Matrix. And I did. I hadn't seen it. And they were telling me that there was a guy in there that is just like me, that talks just like I talk. And when I went to see The Matrix finally, and I saw Morpheus, I sat there with my mouth hanging open going, seriously? You know, so there are a lot of them. I felt like someone was walking around with a camera and recording things that I said and put it in a movie. But a lot of them will depict how a person sees. When I see things about a person, I'll just tell you how I see things so you can just determine. Did you ever see Minority Report? Tom Cruise, Minority Report? When I am reading a person, it looks much like that. They're different televisions almost. Like I'm watching 12 to 15 televisions of that person in different parts of their life, and even in different realities in their life. And many times I can shift things to pay attention to one part. If I'm looking at their body, looking for something wrong in their body, it's like this diagram. And it's really a lot like that. When I saw Minority Report, I jumped up in the theater and said, "Hey, that's what I do. It looks just like that."
You mean in the house? Were you watching it in the house?
No, I saw it actually in the theater the first time.
I was there with you when we saw it the first time.
Were you?
Yes, we were. It was in Westbrook, and when it happened, I turned and looked at you because I was laying on the floor in front of your chair.
Oh, no.
I was like, "That's what
that
it
wasn't the
looks
first
like."
time. That wasn't the first time I saw it.
Oh my god! Don't give me a break.
But yeah, I did. And I showed you even that's how I see things, and I do. I see things like that. I shift things and go, no, I'm not that. No, not that. And there are a lot of movies. A lot of movies. It's hard for me to say which one. I can only tell you how I see things. Sometimes it looks like a full-blown movie. Other times it just looks like it never looks like a documentary, I'll tell you that much. So just pick one. A lot of times my life is like Farscape, which is kind of why I like it so much. Sometimes it's like Star Wars. Sometimes it's like Bob's Burgers. It just depends. But start with some of the mystical movies. You know, I have been in and out of the astral realm many, many times. There was this one movie, and it was called Insidious.
Yeah.
The astral realm can be very creepy. Okay. But that whole mask thing, unreal. Utterly, utterly unreal. Okay. And I'll try to show some respect for the Warrens and what they say that they have gone through. But see, what I see is so utterly different from them. I know that the spirits can embody themselves in many different things, but you don't put them on display because the energy of them will invade a person's consciousness. It's, anyway, I know the difference between what's real and what's not real, and a lot of the movies that depict stories from them that they say are based upon a real live event might be that much real life event. But remember, I'm an investigator. I'm a paranormal investigator, and I'm really good at what I do because I'm a telepath. And a lot of that stuff is really just show, sensationalism. I've had to fight fire demons. They're not that great to fight. I've had to remove things that were posing as demons. They are not fun to fight at all. I didn't like doing. I've had to go into the astral realm to retrieve someone and to sever a connection. I was not happy about it. However, I did not need to take a candle. I didn't need to hold a candle. I didn't need to put a mask and listen to someone going, or have someone say, listen to my voice and then forget to speak. You know, we have to watch we have to pay attention to what it is that we watch. Okay. But pick one. It just depends on what the nature of your energy is. It's an adventure. So you can pick a lot of them. Sometimes I am aboard what looks like a ship. So Star Trek. It's just like looking here. When I see things, it's like seeing them here. Sometimes they're all glowy and other times they're not. And if they're all glowy, it's because they haven't fully formed just yet. If I see something through a dimension, many times it may just look like shadows, and when it's fully formed, it will have full color. I know the difference between that which is imminent and that which is not imminent. Sometimes I'm looking at a full diagram of things. Other times it's just the architecture. Depends on how developed it is. Okay, see if she'll like better now. It's a rubber. I think she was just feeling neglected. But let's see if I can come up with at least one that you can watch. Oh, two. I got two. I got three for you. They're older movies though. Dead Zone, Dreamscape, and just go for Dead Zone and Dreamscape. Those two. Those are really good.
1984 movie?
Yeah. Oh, and Scanners. Scanners. It'll explain a lot. It's an older movie. They don't make really good movies anymore.
Paprika.
No, not Paprika. Yeah. Dead Zone, Dreamscape, and Scanners. Got it? Those are three. Those are good ones. Those are really good ones.
Instead, I was watching Vanilla Sky all the time.
Yeah, Vanilla Sky is one as well. But Vanilla Sky is, watch those three first. Watch the three I told you first. And then if you want, you can elevate up to Vanilla Sky. Okay? But yeah, that's recommended seeing, okay? Because especially scanners, you should be able to really relate to it. I know I did. And that'll lead you into a whole bunch of other ones. How it is, because it will show you the attitude. Dreams are very powerful things, and if you become good at lucid dreaming, you can control a lot. Dreamscape. Okay? It's simplistic, but you'll get it. Okay, any other questions? How do you know?
Because I'm looking at the tab. No questions.
Okay. All right, I'd like to, what?
No good.
I'd like to thank you all for joining us tonight. It was a lot of fun. I got to talk about some movies a little bit, and I'm probably going to rewatch those things. But please tell your friends about the show. You can get in contact with us if you'd like classes at www.unicorn-code.com, or give us a call at area code 207-347-5686. And for those of you that are in Maine, you can also drop by the bakery, which is at 131 Ossipee Trail West in Standish. That's Daily Bread Bakery. And I'll sit and talk with you. It's really funny. People come in and want readings in the bakery.
It's a nice environment.
Yeah, it's a great environment.
Reading and a pastry, I would do it.
I don't mind doing it. I've done several so far. But get your questions, write your questions down. Sometimes you'll get right in front of me and just kind of forget. And I'll be happy to answer any of your questions. For those of you that would like me to address a certain topic, why don't you write us? And you can write us at www.asktheunicorn.com. And we'll get your question on. Eventually, we're going to be going back to another format that we had before, where we'll actually have it so that we can have guests come in to speak, or to just have some guests come in now and again. And I think that would be a lot of fun for you. What I've been also doing is thinking of doing some movie reviews, and we'll do that as well. And let you movie and game reviews. I know there are a lot of movie people and a lot of gamer people out there. And for those of you that do not play video games, if you're an empath, it may be a mode of survival. So I would suggest you actually look into it. Okay, it'll help you out. Okay. Do you know that there's a game for every single phobia that is out there that you could play that would help you get through it? I did a writing on that years ago, and it's quite accurate. I've actually helped people through phobias by having them play video games.
I didn't do anything about that. You told us about it.
No. Excuse you.
Oh, yeah,
Life
you
existed before you were around.
No, you did. You put it on.
Yeah, I know.
blog.
And I don't need you to correct me.
Yeah, well.
Okay, so there's a video game for every single phobia that is out there, and it can help you. So if I were you, I would investigate. One game that you might investigate is there's one that is really good for visualizing, and that was Myst Revelations. It's a very peaceful, non-adversarial game. For those of you that don't like adversarial games. For those of you that do like adversarial games like me, there's all types. There's Skyrim, there's Doom, there's Borderlands, there's all kinds of, there's Gears of War, which is awesome. There's all kinds of games that you can play. And if you need to play a game with someone and you live in Maine, look me up. Okay? All right. I'd like to thank you all once again for joining us on the show. I hope you have a wonderful week. Remember what I said to you about not being civil. Okay, try to be civil with everyone. If they insist on not being non-civil, then just walk away from them and have nothing to do with them until they decide to be human again. Okay? Thank you. Have a wonderful week. Unicorn out.